Hey, what's going on, sports fans? It's week 8 in the NFL here at F What You Heard Sports Show. Um, as I progress with this, I'm going to start talking about basketball, NCAA basketball, NCAA football, as well as NBA. Maybe I'll sprinkle in a little bit of MLB, but I don't follow Major League Baseball that much. So not my forte and not anything that I like to get into. So hence, not going to be talking a lot of baseball. So, but it's week 8 in the NFL. We've had a lot of good games, a lot of upsets, a lot of teams who we thought that were going to be playing really, really good football are not playing good football. For example, the Kansas City Chiefs not playing really good football right now, and a few other teams. We probably thought San Francisco was going to be playing a little bit of better football at this particular point, as well as Seattle, but the Russell Wilson injury, as well as the Jimmy Garoppolo injury, have caused those teams to take a step back um, in that regard. So, but here we are, week number 8. Let's go. All right. So the first game I want to look at is going to be the Thursday night game. It's going to be the 6-1 Green Bay Packers going to the 7-0 Arizona Cardinals. Both teams are playing really well. Both offenses are clicking and hitting on all cylinders. The defenses are playing pretty well. This is a coin toss. I don't believe that the Cardinals are going to go undefeated the entire season. Not going to happen. Let's not talk about it. No team nowadays is going to go undefeated. Excuse me. So Thursday night game, I think it's going to be a shootout. I think it's going to be a really good game. I'm picking Aaron Rodgers and that team, even without Devontae Adams and I can't remember the other guy, but Devontae Adams is out, COVID. So, but I think they still have enough weapons. I think they have a good game plan and a slightly better, more experienced quarterback in Aaron Rodgers versus Kyler Murray. Um, for that reason, I'm going to pick the Green Bay Packers in a shootout. Green Bay Packers are going to win 28-24. All right. So the next game I want to talk about are some teams that are floundering in the AFC North. The Pittsburgh Steelers at 3-3, going to see the Cleveland Browns at 4-3. Pittsburgh has been up and down. You know, certain players have been in and out of the lineup. Ben Roethlisberger is playing behind relatively brand new offensive line. So some of the checks at the line, some of the protection things, all those things, who's going to hand off this person, who's going to take that person, those types of things, in my opinion, have been lacking through the first 7 games of the season. So here we go, a division rivalry game. Baker Mayfield has his shoulder problems. He's not going to play, so it's going to be Case Keenum, who subsequently stepped in and won last week's game. So I think that the defense is going to be a little bit too much for Case Keenum and the Browns to handle. Yes, they have more weapons. Yes, they have a really good offensive team. I don't know the status of the 2 running backs. Both of those guys were nicked up last week. I haven't looked at the injury report this week, but both of those guys were nicked up last week. But I expect one of them to be back at least. So you got one of those guys in the backfield. You got some studs at the skill position as far as receivers is concerned, from tight ends to wideouts and so forth. Case Keenum is playing with house money. And the Steelers have come out of the gate floundering just because a lot of changes, a lot of turnovers, some injury concern. Juju Smith-Schuster out. But all in all, I'm going to pick the more accomplished, the more seasoned quarterback. I figure what they're going to do is put together a real good game plan defensively and offensively to make it happen, to win this division game and get right back in the race and be at 4-3. So I'm going to pick the Steelers to win a really tight game. It's not going to be a track meet, so it's going to be in the mid-20s to high 20s. So I'm going to pick the Steelers to win 24-21. 24-21 Steelers. They go into, Cleveland and steal one. The next game to me is going to be a really good matchup. It's going to feature the Tennessee Titans 5-2 going up against the Indianapolis Colts. It's a 3-4. The Colts are looking to stack wins. They won last week, playing the 49ers. They're 3-4. They're looking to get to 500. Tennessee's continue to look and continue their winning ways. To me, Tennessee has way too many people on the skill side of the ball, on the offensive side of the ball. To me, the Indianapolis Colts, their defense is still rounding into shape. Darius Leonard from my alma mater, SC State, is playing well. I look for him to continue to play well. But I just don't think they have enough to stop Derrick Henry and the weapons that Ryan Tannehill has at his disposal. So I'm going to pick the Titans to win 28-14 easily. 28-14. I don't see the Colts duplicating what they did against San Francisco in that sloppy weather out there in San Fran. So they're going to have a much harder time. They're going to be home, which will help. But I just think they'll have a much harder time moving the ball and stopping them from moving the ball. So that's my key to victory. Derrick Henry in the running game and Tannehill making just enough plays to win the game. All right. Next one we're going to look at is the Patriots going out to Los Angeles to play the Chargers. The Patriots are 3-4. The Chargers are 4-2. They're coming off a heartbreaking loss where just dominated them. Baltimore just dominated them. And playing them back at home, I think Justin Herbert's going to play really well. The Patriots will try to give them fits. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game because Matt Jones is just going to dink and dunk. But then Bill Belichick is going to have the defense ready to keep them in the game. So I think they're going to win a mid-20s game. I'm going to pick the Chargers to win by a touchdown, 24-17. All right. And then I'm going into my last two games. So I got, to me, which would be a really, really interesting game in some aspects, but not really. So the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who are 6-1, going against the New Orleans Saints, another division game. 4-2, the Saints are. They're coming off a mediocre win against Seattle. So, but I think they're going to play well, but not well enough. The defense is too good for the Bucs. The offense is too good for the Bucs, and neither one is that great for the Saints. And so, for that reason, it's going to be an easy game, in my opinion, for the Buccaneers, even though it's a divisional game and they're playing in the Superdome in New Orleans. Tom Brady and all of those weapons are just going to be too much. They're going to win easy 28-10 Bucks. In the last game that I'm going to take a look at is the 5-1 Dallas Cowboys going to Minnesota to face the 3-3 Vikings. So Dak and the Cowboys have been playing lights out. Robert Quinn, the DC, has that defense flying around, making plays, playing out of their mind. So this is going to be another easy game to pick. Kirk Cousins and those guys don't have enough firepower on the offensive side of the ball. Neither is their defense stout enough to stop Dallas, in my opinion. They may stop them once or twice or something, or Dallas may shoot themselves in the foot. But I don't see the Vikings really even competing or keeping this one close at all. So for that reason, I am going to pick Dallas easy 30-14. 30-14. Dallas Cowboys win easily, run their record to 6-1. The Cowboy fans are going to be super ecstatic, basically a little bit over halfway through this season, at 6-1. So it's just gonna be so easy. I'm gonna hate to hear and see all the cowboy paraphernalia flying around, and everybody wearing their cowboy paraphernalia, hats and shirts and jackets and blah 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 blah. You're not gonna be able to contain them. They're gonna be on Facebook and Twitter, and everybody that's been hiding out gonna come out the woodwork. So everybody just be ready for these Dallas Cowboy fans to just, we're going to the Super Bowl, we're about to win it all. Get ready for all of that. So I'm just gonna have to close my ears and my eyes just a little bit and try to not soak in as much as the cowboy hoopla I can, So, but here we go. I appreciate everything, everybody. Week 8 is about to be in the books, about to start anytime soon now, but just wanted to put this together and post it really soon. So appreciate you guys. Like it, share it, and thanks. Peace.